Welcome to this week's Security Report. I'm Paul McAdam. Thanks for joining us. The Guyana Police Forces Inspectors and Sergeants Annual Dinner and Dance was held on Saturday, December 14 at the Artichon Convention Center. The dinner proceeded as customary by a cocktail reception hosted by the Commissioner of Police, with a great opportunity for the middle management of the force to exchange pleasantries and interact with senior officers of the force. And the Police Consumers Cooperative Society on Sunday, December 15, to usher in the Christmas season, hosted their annual breakfast at their Ropp Street, Georgetown location. In attendance were Commissioner of Police Leslie James, the Chairman of the Police Service Commission, Paul Slow, Deputy Commissioner Operations Maxine Graham, Deputy Commissioner Intelligence Special Branch Nigel Hoppy, Divisional and Branch Commanders, Senior Junior Officers, other ranks, and special invitees. During the festivities, Commissioner James promoted 9 dedicated and hard-working ranks from both the Special Constab and Police Consumers Group. The ranks promoted are to Sergeant Special Corporal Rosemary London, to Corporal Special Lance Corporal Gwendolyn Leach, Special Lance Corporal Romeo Samuels, Special Lance Corporal Sandra Wilson, Special Lance Corporal Onika Humphrey, and to Lance Corporal Special Constable Floyd Beard, Keston Edwards, and the Special Constable Nicholas Osborne, with Marvis Garway. On the same evening, the force held its night of carols at the Officers' Mess Annex Ivlery. The event began at 1900 hours and saw members of the public, media, and ranks of the force in attendance. The force's Director of Music, Senior Superintendent Charmaine Stewart, was lauded for single-handedly choreographing a successful night of carols. Commissioner James also used the opportunity to encourage members of the public to be responsible and offered words of caution on drinking and driving during this holiday season. He also thanked the audience for their presence to ushering the Christmas season with members of his force. And Victor Daniels, 31 of 47 Norton Street, Lodge, Georgetown, and the driver of BVV 2691, was charged with the undermentioned offenses which occurred on Monday, December 9 in Georgetown. On December 11, he was fined a total of $112,000 by Senior Magistrate Clive Nurse. He pled guilty to all the charges. These included driving under the influence of alcohol, having an uncertified motor vehicle, breach of condition of road service license, obligation to carry passengers, and conduct of driver. This follows a video that went viral displaying the recklessness and dangerous actions of the driver of minibus BYY 1309, which occurred on the Strathspey Embankment, East Coast of Demerara on Friday, November 15. An investigation was conducted and the men were arrested and charged as follows. The driver, Trevin Bob Semple, 28, of Lot 101 South Better Hope, East Coast of Demerara, and Tumeri Dock Road, respectively. They were charged with having a tinted motor vehicle, untidy driver, failing to have control of the motor vehicle, breach of condition of road service license, and dangerous driving. On December 16, he pled not guilty to all of the charges and was placed on $100,000 bail. His driver's license was also suspended until the determination of the cases, which are postponed to March 19. Conductor Jermaine Waldron, 27 of Haslington, pled guilty to conduct of conductor, fined $7,500, failing to ensure passengers' safety, a fine of $25,000, being an untidy conductor, fined $7,500, and he also appeared at the Vigilance Magistrates Court. And a little advice for the drivers of vehicles traversing the East Coast of Demerara in the vicinity of Golden Grove and the approaching villages. They are asked to exercise patience as they may experience, in some instances, severe traffic congestion. This is as a result of the ongoing road works at Golden Grove on the East Coast of Demerara. Traffic ranks are in the area and they're working diligently to bring as much relief as possible to all vehicular traffic. Once again, they're urging patience and cooperation. From December 16, a series of Operation Safe Roads were conducted by ranks of the Port Kaituma Police Station on the main road in the Northwest District, the Aurora Police Station on the Essequibo Coast, the Surrey Police Station, the North Rhineville Police Outpost, and the East Penitence Police Station's traffic departments. Infractions uncovered included tinted glass, uninsured motor vehicles, unlicensed motor vehicle, bald tires on certified motor vehicles, drivers being untidy, breaching rules of the road, careless driving, operating motor vehicles other than which is licensed for, failing to wear seat belts, and obscured ID or registration plates on the vehicles. On Tuesday, December 17, Constable 24347 Prasad conducted a lecture with drivers in Basara Village in North Rupununi. Tushau Arnold Bartholomew, Welfare Officer Walterine Bartholomew, and 10 drivers from the village were in attendance. Discussed were the concepts of defensive driving, the 5 C's of driving, driving at night, rules of the road, road safety rules, when it is safe to overtake, and of course drinking and driving. And on December 18, the force hosted its 29th annual Christmas Awards ceremony at the Tactical Services Unit Drill Square, Ivleary. Commissioner of Police Leslie James described this year as a historic one for the force.
We here in traditional style to embrace the impending Christmas season. And of course, to reward positive action, good work of our ranks. The Guyana Police Force as a collective continues to do well in all the circumstances. The performances of our ranks over the past year, in a general way, were in keeping with the force's mandate. As you know, today's activity is a permanent fixture within the force's calendar of events where deserving ranks will receive incentives and commendation. The sum today that will be given out is to the tune of $21.3 million.
Also adding words of encouragement was Deputy Commissioner Administration Paul Williams. He noted that the awardees were assessed for the entire year.
There are criteria set out. This look at the aspect in terms of ranks, general and overall performance throughout the entire year. Not on the premise or the aspect because of one goodwill or good act, but it's on the basis of continuous support. Today will be a day in history because never before did a member of the Joint Services would have been in receipt of a special award at our annual award ceremony.
2,600 ranks, including those from community policing groups, rural constables, and joint services ranks, received awards. Approximately $21.3 million was distributed in trophies and incentives to ranks at the ceremony. The best overall cop for this year is Sergeant Glandred Hanover, stationed at the Police Training College on the Essequibo coast. The sergeant trains police officers and spearheads a number of community services. In his 6 years, he trained over 2,000 persons in computer repairs and maintenance and also formed 70 groups within 4 months, each averaging 30 each in the group. The runner-up best cop is Assistant Superintendent E. Beard from B Division. Now for some highlights from the Guyana Defense Force. The force celebrates the 31 ranks who were graduates of the Guyana Industrial Training Center's 2019 class on Thursday, December 11. Corporal Timian McPherson was adjudged the best graduating trainee of the Electrical Installation Full-Time Program. Lance Corporal Clive Sampson was adjudged Most Improved Trainee Full-Time Masonry, with Lance Corporal Quincy Sargent copping the Best Graduating Trainee Award on the Full-Time Plumbing Program. The other graduates were in Masonry: Keston Alexander, Thomas Batson, Kevin Craigwell, Roderick Pollard, Darren Richmond, and Ralston Solomon. For Metalwork Engineering, Floyd Lawrence. In Plumbing, Lyndon Gilbert, Welton Hazel, Junior Luke, Philip Earl, and Motor Vehicle Repairs, Marvin Prasad. Furniture Making, Julius Bourne, Peter Day, Gordon Green, Jeremy Jones, Kristen Kingston, David MacDonald, Francis McPherson. Electrical Installation, Wayne Bob, Calvin Crawford, Rondell Dean, Kristen DeMathos, Daquan Hudson, Denzel Leach, James Rahaman, Lucy and Sam, and for Welding, Anthony Hamilton. The Chief of Staff, Brigadier Patrick West, together with all our officers and ranks, congratulate the ranks and encourage them to continue pursuing excellence in their education. The tots, teachers, and parents of the Margaret Rose Arthur Daycare Center on December 12 hosted a mini Christmas concert. The chief guest was the Chief of Staff, Brigadier West, who distributed toys to the children. He was accompanied by other senior officers of the force. Lance Corporal Aciliano Carvalhal of the Guyana People's Militia was adjudged the best graduating student when 19 of them graduated December 13 from the second and final grade 3 all-arms course for 2019. In the runner-up spot was Private Shimar Garaway of Intel Corps. Director of the Specialist Arms Institute, Major Hubbard Rodney, underscored the importance of accountability. He urged ranks to be open to learning so that they may achieve greater personal and professional growth whilst providing excellent service at the respective units. The Quartermaster General, Colonel Godfrey Best, and Adjutant General, Colonel Sherwin Anderson, December 13, joined the troops at the Forces Agri Corps for their traditional Christmas lunch. The troops performed the Christmas songs, skits, and poems, altogether bringing some significance to the season. The Chief of Staff, Brigadier Patrick West, bid the officers and ranks of the Guyana People's Militia, or GPM, a very happy holiday season as he and other senior officers celebrated the traditional Christmas lunch at Base Camp Sobeo, the headquarters of GPM, on December 14. The day's celebrations saw the reservists providing entertainment by way of several cultural performances, following which the officers and senior NCOs served lunch to their juniors. And the children of officers' ranks and civilian employees were celebrated at Christmas parties held at Anna Regina, Base Camp Guyana, Base Camp Stevenson, Linden, Belladrum, West Coast Province, and New Amsterdam on December 15 last. 12 soldiers enhanced their professional skill levels by successfully completing the GDF's Medical Corps Grade 2 Medical Assistant course. Sergeant Shamika Devonish was the best graduating student, whilst Lance Corporal Melissa Halhul was the runner-up. Coast Guard Able Rating Warren Prince copped the award for Best Medical Knowledge. Base Camp Commander for Guyana, Major Earl Edgell, charged the aforementioned to go above and beyond what is needed to ensure that their life and limb of their fellow comrades are saved. The Chief of Staff joined other senior officers and celebrated their traditional Christmas lunch with officers and ranks of the No. 6 Infantry Battalion at Anna Regina on December 17. Also present at the festivities were representatives of the Guyana Fire Service and police force. Brigadier West thanked the troops and all the ranks for their service during the year and urged them to stay alert even as they enjoyed the festive season with their colleagues, families, and friends. The Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency President David Granger, extended best wishes for a happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year to officers and ranks of the Ghana Defense Force as celebrations for Soldiers' Day kicked off at Base Camp Guyana on December 20.
Today we meet to participate in a ritual which is over 130 years old. It is something we inherited from the days when the British Army was here. A practice started in the 1890s, starting with gunfire. And one of these days I'll tell you the origin of gunfire. But today we meet now for the luncheon, which is the second part of the celebration of Soldiers' Day. It is a tradition for officers to serve the soldiers. It is also an opportunity to build camaraderie. So all the members of the Army would know that regardless of rank, regardless of location, regardless of occupation, we're all part of one force.
President Granger noted that 2019 has been a good one for the GDF, with soldiers benefiting from significant salary increases since his government took office.
When our government entered office in 2015, soldiers were getting about $54,400 a month. That is what we met. Today, soldiers should be getting, private soldiers that is, should be getting about $86,130, a raise of over $31,690 within the last 4 years. Well done. You deserve it. You work for it.
The President explained that the success of the GDF this year can be attributed to changes which have occurred in the staff structure. Those changes, he said, have resulted in the GDF moving forward purposefully.
There's one person now in overall command of the force, the Chief of Staff. There's one person looking after personnel administration and discipline and promotion, the Adjutant General. There's one person looking after operations and training, the Inspector General. There's one person looking after construction and logistics. And I see there's a tremendous improvement in the farm. I can't complain when I pass the Agri Corps anymore. But the Inspector General, Adjutant General, and Quartermaster General now have specified functions to perform. And I think because of the effort they're making, supporting the Chief of Staff, we're seeing the force moving ahead.
Reminding ranks of the role of the GDF in protecting and defending Guyana's territory, the Commander-in-Chief urged also just to remember the dedication and commitment of military veterans before them. He reminded of the actions taken during the Rupununi Uprising and the attempted annexation of the New River Triangle in 1969.
Because of the GDF in those two operations 50 years ago in 1969, that Guyana remains what it is today. Remember what the veterans did. Remember what those who were in the GDF before you did. And be thankful that we have in this country something called the Guyana Defense Force. Give yourself a round of applause. Because this country will be eternally grateful to the Guyana Defense Force for what it has done to protect our territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Noting that many ranks will be away from their families during this time, President Granger extended the thanks of a grateful nation. He explained that Ghana is headed into a decade of development, and he urged soldiers to take advantage of training opportunities presented to them in all areas. Earlier, the GDF's Chief of Staff, Brigadier Patrick West, thanked the Commander-in-Chief for his support and that of the government in ensuring that the GDF realized the progress it has made thus far. President Granger then joined the Chief of Staff and other senior officers in sharing lunch to the assembled troops. Despite this being the festive season, the Ghana Defense Forces troops will be on defense and security duties at interior locations and at bases countrywide. The President, pursuant to Articles 188, 189, and 190 of the Constitution, pardoned 2 female prisoners serving sentences at the New Amsterdam prison. The presidential pardon takes effect from December 23 this year. The 2 female inmates to be released are 19-year-old Miss Sherry Ann Marks, who was charged with larceny of items and sentenced to 6 months in prison, and 33-year-old Simone Williams, charged with making use of threatening language and sentenced to 6 months as well. Last December, the head of state granted presidential pardons to 3 women serving sentences for non-violent, non-narcotic offenses. On this week's wanted list, 43-year-old Handel Mervyn Lynch is wanted for questioning in relation to obtaining by false pretense committed on Rajkumar Sinarain and Diane Budram, last known address given at Lot 4096 Well Road, North Rheinveld, and Lot 209, Prashad Nagar, Georgetown. Also wanted is 50-year-old Gopal Tawari, a.k.a. Umkar. He's wanted for questioning in relation to obtaining by false pretense committed on Gobadan Kolal, Narish Lachman, Narash Chitram, Dinesh Ramsamy, Ethan Gladstone, Zaman Bollers, and Wendell Harry. His last known address is Lot 73, 2nd Street, Craig Village, East Bank, Demerara. Last but not least, also wanted is 26-year-old Terence Pitt, known as Sonoboy Shots. He's wanted for the police for questioning in relation to murder committed on Darrell Brady on the 5th of November at North Rheinveld, Georgetown. His last known address, B Field Sophia and 3rd Street, Temeri, East Bank, Demerara. That's it for this week's security report. Remember, anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of the suspects is asked to contact the police on the following telephone numbers: 333-5564, 333-2151, 333-2152, 226-7065, 227-1149, 226-7065, 911, or their nearest police station. Have a pleasant weekend. Happy holidays. That's it for this week's security report. Goodbye.